Hello friends, how are you? I hope you are fine. So today I'm going to read the Indian Express article on explain page. So here we go. Why do aircraft run into turbulence? How can you be safe during one? A flight from Mumbai to Kolkata encountered severe turbulence on Monday, injuring 8 passengers. What happens when aircraft encounter turbulence and what should passengers do? So 8 passengers on board a Vistara flight from Mumbai to Kolkata on Monday, June 7, suffered injuries after the Boeing 737-800 encountered severe turbulence during its descent. While 5 of the 8 passengers suffered only minor injuries, the other 3 had to be taken to hospital upon landing. The Civil Aviation Regulator, Directorate General of Civil Aviation, has classified the event as an incident, which means that it will investigate the causes behind its occurrences. Behind its occurrence. What happened and when? The Boeing 737-800 aircraft with 113 passengers on board was on its way from Mumbai to Kolkata on Monday, June 7. Around 15 minutes prior to landing, when the aircraft was at an altitude between 15,000 feet and 20,000 feet, it encountered what has been reported as a severe turbulence. Upon landing, the passengers were examined by the airport medical team, which cleared all but 8 passengers. 5 of these passengers were administered first aid, and the remaining 3 were admitted to 3 different hospitals in Kolkata. One of the passengers, a woman aged 61 years, has a fracture in her right hand. Another passenger, aged 77 years, has suffered a spinal tenderness injury. The third passenger, aged 36 years, received a minor cut on the forehead and was released after being administered first aid. What happens when an aircraft encounters turbulence? As a bare concept, turbulence means disruption of air flow over the wings of an airplane, which causes it to enter an irregular vertical motion. There are at least 7 different kinds of turbulence which an aircraft can face. Turbulence can be weather related, in which the plane flies through a thunderstorm or a heavy cloud, or it can be clear air turbulence, which is mainly caused by wind or jet streams. Other kinds of turbulence include wake turbulence, which forms behind an aircraft when it flies through air, creating wingtip vortices. Are turbulence incidents dangerous? It depends on the nature and the intensity of the turbulence. Aircraft face some form of turbulence on a regular basis, and pilots are trained to deal with these disturbances. However, there have been several instances of turbulence bringing down modern jetliners. But in these cases, while intense turbulence has been the main cause of an accident, several other contributory factors such as lack of proper training, poor dissemination of weather or wind related information have played a huge role in the accident. What will the investigation into the Vistara incident focus on? As a standard practice, the investigation will try to ascertain why the incident caused severe injuries to the passengers. It will look at the factors including weather conditions when the plane encountered turbulence, whether the pilots were caught unprepared, and whether they had asked the cabin to prepare for the upcoming disturbance. Notably, the passenger charter of the rights issued by the Ministry of Civil Aviation in 2019 says that in case of death or bodily injury to a passenger on board a domestic flight, the airline is liable to pay compensation up to 20 lakh rupees. What must passengers do when an aircraft encounters turbulence? According to the US Federal Aviation Administration, passengers can easily prevent injuries from unexpected turbulence by keeping their seatbelt buckled at all times. The, the FAA advises passengers to listen to the instructions given by the flight attendants. Pay attention to the safety briefing at the beginning of the flight and read the safety briefing card. Wear a seatbelt at all times. Use an approved child safety seat or device if a child is under 2. And to adhere to your airline's carry on restrictions. This same advice is often given by pilots and flight attendants on Indian domestic flights. Passengers are routinely instructed to go back to their seats and refrain from using the washroom whenever there is a turbulence, and the pilot has switched on the seat belt sign. How can airlines avoid turbulence? The FAA recommends that carriers should improve dispatch procedures by keeping communication channels open full time, include turbulence in weather briefings, promote real time information sharing between pilot and dispatchers, reinforce the carrier's turbulence avoidance policy through dispatchers training, consider rerouting using automation, atmospheric modeling, and data displays, and use all applicable weather data as well as reporting and forecasting graphics. It also suggests using operating procedures and training to prevent turbulence injuries, emphasize the importance of flight attendants, personal safety, promote communication and coordination, and gather data and review the carrier's history of turbulence encounters and injuries. Thank you.